Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Knitterarium podcast. My name is Ruth and I'm a knitwear designer in Westmeath in Ireland, where this podcast is coming to you from. Today is Saturday the 11th of March and thank you for taking some time out and spending it with me. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. It's great to have you come back. And if you are a new to me viewer, I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you stick around. Maybe hit the like button and the subscribe button. I think we will get on with some admin-y stuff and get it out of the way. So the places you can find me online are on the Knitterarium website. That's knitterarium.com. You can find me on Instagram as Knitterarium. I'm the most active there. There is also a Ravelry group for Knitterarium for the designs, the podcast, the knit-alongs, anything like that. If you just search under the groups tab on Ravelry, you will find us. I will put all the links for all those places down below so that you can find them easily. Just check my notes to make sure I have everything. The show notes for this episode and all of the previous episodes will be in the Ravelry group as well. There is also an Ask Me Anything thread there. So if you have a question for the podcast, just pop it in there and I will do my best to answer it, either in the group or here on the podcast, whichever is the most relevant place for it to be answered. Okay, things I have to talk to you today about. I have some design chat, sock chat, a little bit of shawl. We have some knit-along news, little bit of crafty mishmash, treasure trove, and we will finish up with some chitchat. And I have the podcast question to ask you all. We'll finish up with that at the very end, so do stick around for that. I think that's all the admin-y stuff. So I think we'll grab our knitting and we'll get started. We're going to kick off with the first section, the design corner. This is the section of the podcast where I chat to you about any new releases or upcoming designs and a little bit of what I'm working on and maybe some sneak peeks at those. So during the last week, Scythe was released. Scythe is the third shawl in the Ladies of Legend collection. You will be able to read the story of Scythe on my website, knitterarium.com, and I will go into her story now with you as well. But if you want to take a look at it as well, you can go back and reread it there. She's available now on Ravelry, and this is Scythe. She is a large triangular shawl. I don't think we'll get it all in. Just a close-up of the sections on this. Scythe in Celtic legend was turned to a deer by an evil druid, and Fionn McCool, who was out hunting one day, came across this deer and his hounds were protecting it, which was quite unusual for his two hounds, and he ended up not killing the deer, and on returning to his home, the deer followed him. So he protected it, but once inside the grounds of Fionn's home, the druid could not reach Scythe. And so she turned back into her human form, and she stayed inside the grounds of Fionn's home. They eventually fell in love, and married, and she was expecting a baby, but Fionn had been called away as the leader of the Fianna. Ireland's shores were being attacked, and the story goes that he left with the Fianna, and she watched daily for his return. But she saw him returning with his 2 hounds, and ran out to meet him. But it was the evil druid had returned, and he turned her back into a deer and forced her to follow him. So on Fionn's return, he discovered that Sive was missing and wasn't there, and he searched for 7 long years to find her, but never found her. And one day he had been out hunting again, and he came across a young boy just sitting in the woods, as you do. And he brought the 2 hounds, once again protected the boy. So the boy was alone in the woods, so he brought him back to his home, and he eventually got the story out of him that his mother was a deer, and they had been living in a cave with an old druid. So Finn put 2 and 2 together and realised that this was his son, and he called him Ushin, which means little deer in Irish. That is Sive's story. There's more detail in the story itself on the website, so if you do want to check that out, you can just head over to Knitterarium.com, and under the words tab you'll find the story of Sive and all of the other legends. And I realised I don't think I've shared the other legend stories. Yeah, well, maybe in the next episode I will pick another one of the legends and share that with you. I forgot to. So when I was knitting up the sample of Sive, I chose Sive in her deer form as inspiration for the sample colouring. I've knitted in this Life in the Long Grass. This is the saddle colourway, this lovely earthy brown colour, and it's just beautiful. And there is a raised texture stitch on that opens out, so it's lace like as well, and it's wonderful. And it's a really easy stitch to do. And then we have just eyelet sections in this. It's a beautiful fawny colour. It is, again, Life in the Long Grass, this contrasting colour. It is wallflower, and it's a beautiful fawny colour. And these 2 colours together reminded me so much of the deer that Sive was, that they were just perfect for the sample knit of it. For this now you will need approximately 400 meters of both colours for it, but she's just, this is one of my favourite shawls from the collection. Sive is also my own favourite story from the collection. It was always the story as a child that I loved hearing. So that is Sive. We will move on now to Misty Air is on the mannequin. I showed that to you in the last episode. I'm hoping that will be released. a little later this month. I don't think I have anything else really to add to it. Only that I suppose a few of you were intrigued by the poem that she was inspired by, but that will all be revealed on her release, so not much longer until that. I did show you a sneak peek at Aitcheen. Now, for both Sive and Aitcheen, I'm going to have put up somewhere around here the spelling of both of those names. So for Aitcheen, it is in this beautiful purple from Life in the Long Grass. This is a specially dyed purple, so I'm not sure that this has a name. I think my hair is clashing with it a bit. Hopefully that's focused in there. This beautiful purple. So this has grown quite a good bit. I am almost at the cast off point on it. I'm gathering it up to show you a little sneak peek at it, but not too much because it's a sneak peek. Okay, so this old bunched up mess, this is itching. I am knitting this with my Chowgoo interchangeables for this. There's quite a good few stitches on this, and I had mentioned before that I like the Chowgoos for my bigger shawls. I just find that the cable works better at holding, especially when you get up to some of the larger numbers. And I figure if you're going to knit a shawl, you might as well knit it big enough that it, you're able to wear it in lots of different ways. And I am keeping that housed in my Daisy Stitches bag. For the cast off, I had ordered some. This will have a beaded cast off. I'm not sure if that's showing up too well. These are the purple beads. It's very hard to. I'm not sure how else you'd photograph those. If you check on my Instagram feed, you will see you'll see more clearly the shade of purple that those beads are. I happened to get those during the week. I had run out of purple beads for the cast off of 18, so it's going to have a beaded cast off. So now you know that bit. 18 will be the 4th shawl in the Ladies of Legend collection. There are 6 altogether. That one is the 4th one, and as soon, I'll just reach over here and get it. Once it comes off the needles, it will go into testing and editing, and I have caked up the yarns for Neve. Neve will be the 5th one. So I'm nearly there. The collection is nearly complete, and Neve is going to be knit in these 2 shades of blue. These are again Life in the Long Grass. This darker blue, I'll just find the tag for it, is Mountain Path. This is the tag, Life in the, sorry, I got my hand over. This is Life in the Long Grass, Mountain Path, and it is 100% superwash merino. And the contrasting colour is this, it's kind of like a silvery blue, very pale blue. It is Silver Sky, and again it is Life in the Long Grass. They're the chosen colours for Neve, and I will be casting those. I will be casting that on as soon as 18 comes off the needles. I think that's all in design corner. You may have also seen I had Marshmallow Hot Chocolate, which is an Aran weight shawl. It was published in the last week or so in Olan and, which is an online Irish knitting magazine and crafting magazine, and I had a pattern published in issue 8. It is Marshmallow Hot Chocolate, and we will be running, I won't be running it, Olan and are running it in their Ravelry group. It starts on the 19th of March, a knit along for that pattern. And I want to show you the yarns I will be using for that. Now I will pop up a picture in here, maybe about now. Of the shawl itself for you to see. The links to the All and group, as well as the knit along and the issue itself, I will pop into the show notes, and you'll be able to find those in the Knitterarium Ravelry Group, the show notes, so you'll be able to follow the links there. Now the yarn I'm going to knit, for the knit along of that is in this beautiful Studio Donegal teal colourway for the main body of it, and then for contrast I've just got this beautiful natural Studio Donegal. This is their soft Donegal, so there, and this is let me see, I think 100% merino wool. I was just trying to find the details on it. So they're the two colours. They're the two colours I have chosen for the marshmallow hot chocolate knit along that I will be taking part in that. And that is all I have for the design corner end of things. We will move on now into Happy Feet. Happy Feet, this is where we get to talk about socks and what socks I have on the needles. I'll just grab a mouthful of coffee. The last day I was finishing up my vintage fairy lights, so they are complete. We have a pair of socks. These are the vintage fairy lights. These were my Christmas Eve cast on. I know, it was February when I finished them, but I completed them, I finished them. I was a bit late, but I got there. So this is just a close-up. The yarn I used is elm tree yarns in the Marley colourway, and it has silver stellina in it. It was just a I think it's a superwash merino and nylon and silver stellina. That was sock one. I haven't worn these yet. I was waiting to show you. They're done from February, so I can wear these now. They are my completed socks. And I know I spoke the last day about casting on another pair of Two Darcy with Love, and I did, but I made a mistake in them because I was I cast them on, but I made a mistake in them because I was knitting them without concentrating on what I was doing, so I had to frog them. In the meantime though, I had signed up for a St. Patrick's Day yarn club with Karina from Strand Designs, and she had this wonderful self-striping green, white and gold yarn as part of it. Isn't it wonderful? Look. So I caked it up into two balls, and I got a little bit of the natural white colourway for contrasting with them, and so I cast these on instead. I will come back to Two Darcy with Love when I have these done, because I need to have these done now for St. Patrick's Day, because look, aren't these fantastic? These are Paddy's socks, that's what I'm calling them. So we have, I'm just knitting a plain vanilla sock. I have 1x1 twisted rib here, and then just I let the yarn do the work. It just knits up into the stripes. This is sock 1. I think I have the leg done. I'm not sure. I think, or maybe I knit that far and I had to measure them, because I've been knitting these in the car on the school runs. So it looks about the right length. I'll measure it and we'll see. There can't be that much left to go on it. I obviously didn't have my measuring tape in my project bag, because I moved on to sock 2, so I must have thought I was nearly at the end, and I want to position the heel in the middle of a white stripe, because it's going to be knit in the same contrasting. So I want to position it that it's in the middle of the white stripe here. So I think that's what I was doing, so I was measuring it. But anyway, this is sock 2 and I've started it. So again, it's just a plain vanilla, it's just knit, knit, knit. I understand now when people keep saying, oh, you want to knit one more stripe and knit one more stripe. That's completely what these are. I'll just do one more stripe. Doesn't matter whether you want or you need me for something, I'm just knitting one more stripe. Famous last words. But anyway, they're moving along. I'm hoping to have them done by next weekend because St. Patrick's Day is next Friday. I don't know, maybe. But I will wear those all through the year. It won't really bother me. So they are the socks. They are the socks that I am working on. I will show you the rest of that kit in Treasure Trove because some other pieces did come with it, and I will show them to you in that. There's a bag and a few different things, so I'll show you that then. So we will move on to our year of you shawl cal. This section is all about our year of you here at Knitterarium, and we are celebrating the year of you through a series of shawl cals. Now we have just finished up with our Spoil Yourself shawl cal. I finished and completed on time my, can I just get it up the right way, my Knitterarium shawl that I showed you the last day with the great big coffee stain. But the rest of it, it turned out wonderful. And actually when you wear it, you can't see the stain at all because it is so long. Let me see. It is 2 full arm spans lengths of me. And I'm 5 foot, so it's quite long. And I haven't blocked this yet. I didn't block this yet because I wanted to keep some of this squishiness that's in it. When I do get around to blocking it, I'm just going to block the lace sections here. But blocking it will open those out further. And it's already long, so I don't really need to. I'm in no rush to. I'm enjoying keeping a lot of the squishiness in it, and it's lovely and soft. And I've been wearing this one already, and it's lovely. So I finished up, that was my Knitterarium shawl. I finished that up, and we drew some winners for those who finished the spoilers. That finished at the end of February, and the winner of the yarn was Colleen, who is Colleen Diane 12 on Ravelry. She had the choice of which yarn from Green Elephant Yarns, either the Silk Moth or the Electric Blue. She chose the Silk Moth yarn, and Colleen finished a Ganya shawl in the period. Beautiful, it was absolutely gorgeous. She used a Nora George yarn, and it was gorgeous, so it was. The winner of the Hawthorne Cottage Craft bag was Andrea, who is Andrea 303 on Ravelry, and she knit the most stunning fanula. It was like rose petals. The yarn was beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. You will be able to see all of the finished shawls in the finished object thread for the Spoil Yourself shawl cal. Sorry, excuse me. The fibres from the shawl are tickling my nose. You'll be able to see all of the finished shawls in the thread in the Ravelry Group, and they were beautiful. And I have to mention Brenda. She knit and finished an Eru Now in the random number generator, she wasn't. It didn't come up for Brenda's number for a prize, but her shawl does need mentioning because it was an absolutely stunning version of Aero in the most beautiful shade of red and bead. She had 2 or 3 different kinds of beads that she had on it, and it was beautiful. It was really stunning. And as I have mentioned before, Aero is quite a special design. So it is. She was the first shawl I ever designed, and I think I had her designed about 2 years before I ever wrote up the pattern and released it, and it is still my most worn shawl. It seems to be the shawl I wear the most out of all of my shawls. So I did want to mention that. Those packages will be going out this week now to the winners, so congratulations to you both. I will also be including the soap I showed you in the last episode, the handmade soap from Lucy's, from my friend Lucy, whose name I have forgotten. Lucy's Soap Kitchen, that's it. Just, well, it wouldn't be an episode if I didn't forget something, would it? So we have started our March and April call, which is Believe in Your Dreams, and we have a few of the ladies participating again. So if you want to pick your favourite Knitterarium shawl, pop over to the Ravelry Group and join in. We'd love to have you. So I am storing it in my Eldenwood craft bag. Emma is one of our very generous prize donors for this cal, so I can't wait to see the bag she sends for that. So I am knitting I am knitting my Dying of the Light shawl. Quite see what I'm showing you on that. So this is my Dying of the Light shawl. I am knitting a 3-colour version of this, and this is what I have completed so far. I'm loving how these colours are working up together. These are 2 of them. It's ready now for me to add in the 3rd colour. I tend to only get to work on this on the weekends. I am knitting this on my higher sharps. You must remember you can't see with my hair in the background. Put something plain up. So the yarns I have chosen for this are Eden Cottage yarns in the Pendle 4-ply. That I used Eden Cottage yarns for the Erna Farraga shawl as well. This is the tag here. I think this is Pendle 4-ply, and colour. I'm trying to find the. This is colour 1. Colour 1, which my ballwinder seems to have made the biggest mess of. I need to get a new ballwinder. I don't know about anyone else's ballwinder. My ballwinder just seems to make a mess of the yarn. This is, I'll tell you now, stop going on about my ballwinder, but it drives me scatty, so it does. This is Black Magic Rose. So this is the colour, this is colour 1. That's this colour in here. Black Magic Rose. And colour 3 is this beautiful colour. Look, see, it caked this one up fine. This was the 3rd one. This is again Eden Cottage yarns, Pendle 4-ply in the copper bucket. That's colour 3. Colour 2 is this beautiful. Look, I ended up hand winding this ball because this was the 2nd one I caked up. Caked this one first, this one, and then the copper bucket. And the copper one was the only one I caked up properly. But anyway, this colourway, sorry, is dark oak in Pendle 4-ply. This is colour 2, so this is going to be cast on next, and we're going to have a section of colour 2, and then we go back to colour 3, the copper. The copper is going to be the streaks of light through it, with the other two. A slight contrast. They are similar and yet they're different. And that was the look I was after with my 3-colour version of it. And our other very generous prize donor for this cal is Vicky from Eaton Cottage Yarns. So the prize donors for this cal are I'm very excited about them, so I am, because they're some of my personal favourites, so they are. So you should definitely come along and join in. So you should. Let me see. I think that was all in the cal news. I think so. We'll move on to Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove is our section of the podcast where I chat about the different things I've bought. So I showed you the beads earlier, and I showed you the Studio Donegal yarn. I happened to also get, when I was ordering beads, these lovely pink beads, because these are to go along with a skein of this little yellow uke yarn. This is I'm Yours, and it's on her soprano shawl base. It's 100% superwash merino, and there is 500 meters to this skein, and it's beautiful. And I've gotten these beads, if we can hold it in close, to go with it. And I am going to knit another Misty Air in this when it is released with those beads. And I think that is going to be just stunning. I'm looking forward to getting started at that. That's going to be gorgeous. So I bought that yarn specifically with that project in mind. So I did. Now they're all under my notes. I'll move them out onto my knee. Oh, okay. So this is the bag that was in the Strand Designs St. Patrick's Day Club. This beautiful green swirl fabric, and it's got leaves on it. It's lovely. This was from Karina, and this is the lining fabric in it. And along with the kit, with the yarn and the bag, there was, I didn't mention that the yarn was 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. That there is Karina's card. And that there is the yarn, just to remind you. Now there was also this very cute little DPN cozy. Thought that was quite fun. And she also included this little pouch, which will hold a circular needle. Hold a little circular needle. It's quite cute in the Irish flag hearts. It's lovely. And we had this bookmark. This bookmark, Karina's son designed for her. And it says, "May your day be touched with a bit of Irish luck, brightened by a song in your heart, and warmed with smiles by the people you love." I'm not sure if you can read that. So that's the bookmark. And there were also these very cute little stitch markers, and one of them is a progress keeper, again in green, white and gold. I'm not sure if you can see that in them. Yeah. So that was the rest of the package that came for that. Karina also put up this fabric, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I need a bag in that. She's also put up some Easter fabric too. Oh, kind of need an Easter bag though, don't I? But look at this fabric. It's like the animals of farthing wood. There is just, and look, see here, look, there's a little hedgehog. Isn't he so cute? Isn't it beautiful? I saw this fabric and I just had to have a bag of it. And she's put this beautiful blue bottom to it, and it's just got a plain inside, but it's just beautiful. I saw this a couple of weeks ago and I had it ordered, and Karina sent it to me with the Patrick's Day. So I had that one ordered for a while, and then Ellie, hi Ellie, from Craft House Magic had an update, and I had seen this beautiful fabric that she showed in her last episode. These lovely sheep. Isn't it lovely? And I love Ellie's bags. They are always so well made, and they've got a beautiful quilted feel to them, and they're just super. I'm a big fan of Ellie's. This is Ellie's card. I'm a big fan of Ellie's bags. So if you see some in her shop, I highly recommend them. And I also sent them in this little bag. I also saw these little progress keepers. Let me see now, can I get them shown? Oh my goodness me. Okay, now there we go. See these little butterflies, aren't they lovely? They're gorgeous. I saw those and I just thought they were just beautiful. Those little progress keepers. Then, a few days later, I saw that Danny from Little Bobbins was having a shop update, and I have one Little Bobbins bag that I managed to get like that. I happened to be online on her Instagram feed just at the right time when she was posting, and the same thing happened this time. I just happened to be on at the right time for her update, and I just hopped over to her website thinking, well, there might be something, they might be gone, but there was one there. Look, and I managed to get, look, this little, made by little Bobbins bag, and it's this beautiful, look at this beautiful sheep. It's lovely, and it's a little drawstring one, and look at this fabric at the top. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. It's just got little bobbins on the back. I love this. It was lovely. I haven't used this because I was waiting to show you all. I was waiting to show you all that one. One of the other purchases I made was for you. It wasn't just for me. It was for you too. I was thinking of yous. I ordered from Deb of Fondant Fibres two project bags and 2 needle cozies for prizes. So I ordered this beautiful one. Isn't this gorgeous with this, look at this lovely lace added to it. And this beautiful plain linen bottom, and then with these lovely delicate flowers, and it's got these very handy, oops, dropping it now, these very handy snap closures at the top. So you put your, it's got, look, I don't know, is this a square bottom? I don't know, I'm not a sewer. Not if you saw my attempts at sewing. I'm not a sewer, but be able to fold it down, and it will stand with your project in it. So I thought the fabric in this one was beautiful, and the needle cozy then, or the DPN cozy, to match. So I just thought that that would make a nice set. So that's set one. That's set one. I am thinking of keeping one of these sets for a podcast giveaway. I think when I reach 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away one of these sets. So this is the other fabric. This is beautiful. This beautiful gold crackle fabric with cherries on it. And again, it's got the little bit of lace and plain linen bottom and the snap closures, and it's got a little DPN cozy to go with it. So that's another set. So I am going to keep one of those for a podcast giveaway, and the other one I am going to keep for one of the prizes, I think, in the Cal, because I think March, April, May and June, I don't think I have a bag for that, for one of the prizes for that. So I think I'm going to keep one of those for that, and then the other one we'll give away when we reach 500 subscribers, whenever that'll be. Hopefully it'll be soon, maybe, and then we can give it away so you can enjoy it. So that's what I did get for yous. And the last thing that I had was last December, Kate Davies was releasing a set of patterns, one a week until last week, or last week I think, no, the week before, because they were all going to be, you could get them released on Ravelry when you signed up to the club, and then last week there was a book of them all released in time for the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and I signed up to get the patterns and the book was posted out to me last week, so that happened to come. It's her Islay series of patterns. This is the book. So this, I've been, from Christmas I've been getting the patterns one a week on this, and they are gorgeous. I love them. I've enjoyed receiving the patterns weekly. This was the first pattern. This is the Finlagan cardigan. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. And then we had Lord of the Isles socks. These are lovely, gorgeous. Lord of the Isles, yep. I have to check the names. I hope I'm pronouncing them right. Summer Led. This is a beautiful hat. Isn't this just gorgeous? I love this. This is that was a hat. Then we had the Oa hoodie. Isn't this lovely? Look at this. Isn't that lovely? I know, I really love this. This is lovely. The Oa hoodie. Just another picture of the hood feature itself on it. Then there was Singing Sands there we are. Singing Sands. It's a 2-colour scarf. This little vest is Carrick Fada. I'm pronouncing these now the way I would. I know there are some similarities between the Celtic languages, but some of them are a little different too, so I hope I'm not butchering them, which I could be. I do love the look of that vest, but I can't cast on any more garments until I finish the one I have. This Kildalton cardigan. It's a beautiful cabled cardigan. I love this one. I like the colour it's in as well, although I'm not sure orange would just suit my hair. But it's beautiful. I don't think so. Then there's this beautiful Ardmore sweater. And we must be nearly at the end then. Oh, I'm not sure I'm even going to be able to pronounce this one. This is a hat. It's Duniveg? Something like that. It's lovely. It's just texture panels throughout it. It's beautiful, even if I'm not pronouncing it properly. This beautiful sweater is Port Charlotte, and I know Kate was wearing this on the first day of Edinburgh Yarn Festival because I saw some pictures from there of it, and it's beautiful. It's got beautiful rainbow colours all around the yoke of it, and it's really gorgeous. Then this one is called Shore Street in English. This hat, again, it uses the rainbow colours. It's got a huge big pom-pom on it. It's Shore Street in English. With my Irish names of patterns, I don't think we need to add any more Celtic here into it. And then the last pattern was a blanket. It's called Berlin. So this is it here. These beautiful rainbow coloured squares. That was the last pattern in the booklet. So that was the Kate Davies Eyelet book. And I really enjoyed receiving the patterns, and I love having the book to reference back to, and there's lots of history in it. I've made a mess all around me. I've dropped things all around. We'll pick them up. So yeah, I really enjoyed that book. So I did. It was a lovely book, and it's a lovely book to keep referencing back to. So it is. And I'm pretty sure that most of those patterns I will eventually get around to knitting. You know, sometimes when you look through a collection like that, you'll pick out one or two you might only knit. But all of those I would knit. So I would. It's whether I have enough time or not. That's really the thing, isn't it? So that is the end of Treasure Trove. There's quite a lot, wasn't there, in it? But anyway, so far I have nothing for the next episode because I haven't bought anything. I've been very good. So we'll move on to our next section, which is Crafty Mishmash. In this part of our I don't know what I was going to say there. In this part, it's easy knowing I've been talking for quite a while now. In this part of the episode, we talk about different crafts I am dabbling in. So in my little basket, I've made some more progress on my Hills of Home blanket. So I'm trying to find the marker. This is my Hills of Home. I'll show it to you. There we are. So I was there the last day. So I've just added 5 rows to it. It's quite a long blanket. I'm ready to start another section. So that's 2 sections of it. And I've been finishing my threads as I've been going along on it. I just have to snip them. I just haven't cut them. But I have worked them all in as I've been going along. So this, instead of jumping on to the granny stripe blanket trend and the cozy memories trend, I had this blanket already started, and I thought, you know, I might as well finish this one first before starting something else. And I'm not really a trend person. I will eventually probably knit both, but I tend to march along to my own beat and not a trend beat at all. But anyway, I suppose that's not a bad thing. I don't know. That's just how I do it. So this is my Hills of Home. Having said that, I do have my next blanket planned out. I just have to finish this one first. So I am enjoying this. I am crocheting this with my 4mm Addy. Sorry, hold it a bit closer, you might see it. 4mm Addy needle, and I'm just using a selection of greens and greys and naturals in that. It's just a regular acrylic yarn, something that the kids can pull around the place and make into tents and blankets and pull out into the yard and have picnics on, and they do all sorts with it. So it has to be able to stand all of that. So that was really all I was dabbling in for Crafty Mishmash, and I only really made a small amount of progress on that. So yep, I think we'll move into the chitty chit chat section. So this is where I get to chat to you about what's happening with me, what I'm reading, what I'm watching, and hopefully I will improve at it. I'm not the best chitty chit chatter person, but anyway, I'll practice it and I'll get better at it. Since the last episode, we had a family birthday. We had someone in the house turn 14 and they had a great day, so they did. And my brother and his wife, they had a baby girl during this past week, and so that's always fun. New babies in the family are always fun. Patrick's Day, as I said, is coming up next weekend, so that will mean a shorter week at school. The children will have the Friday off, so there'll be a little less running around for me for that. It was really interesting hearing back actually from all of you that getting time to read seemed to be as much of a bother for you all as it was for me. Great intentions, yeah, but getting the time was the other thing, wasn't it? So in the episode thread for where the show notes will be for this episode, share what book you're reading, and you know, let's get a bit of a discussion going, or what book you want to start reading. And even if it's only a page or 2 a day, sure isn't that more than what we were reading before. I am still reading Pride and Prejudice. Let me see what has happened in the book. Mr. Collins has just proposed to Elizabeth, then she's turned him down, and her mother is her nerves are at her, and she's not talking to Elizabeth. Then Mr. Collins is the hump. He's not talking to her either. Not that she seems overly worried either by it, but yeah, that's the part of the book I'm at. I have to say, I love Mr. Collins as a character. I think he's hilarious. You know, I think on some level, you can understand Mrs. Bennet, even though she's quite ridiculous at times. You can understand where she's coming from when you understand the period of time that the book is set in and the need to marry the daughters and them losing the house. But I just think Mr. Collins is hilarious. As a character, I think he's brilliant. So that's where I am with that book. My camera's still on the pile of books, by the way. I didn't get struck, and I didn't read. I can see actually my bookmark sticking out of my Game of Thrones book, and I'm about halfway through it. I'm not sure where I am in that book, only that I can see the bookmark. And I don't know where I am in The Cursed Child either. I can't recall what was happening there. But I'm hoping by saying them that I'm going to get myself motivated to read some more of them. Hopefully, maybe. Anyway, put in the thread what book you're reading, and then we can get a discussion going, and it will make me read more. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? I think so. Let me see, what am I? Oh, we are watching the first season of Emerald City. I think we're 4 episodes into it. 4 episodes, yeah, 4 episodes. I'm really enjoying that. That's really good. We've met the Scarecrow, and we've just recently met the Tin Man in the last episode that we watched. I'm really enjoying that series. That one is quite good. Legion. We are also watching Legion, the first season of that. I don't know how I feel about that one. It's quite out there. It's a bit far. I don't know, but yeah, we keep tuning in every week to watch it, and I don't know am I getting it fully. It's a bit weird, so it is. If any of you are watching it, you know, let me know what you think of it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I do know this week though, the second season of The Last Kingdom is starting with us, and it's based on the books by Bernard Cornwell. We watched the first season, and I have those books there. I have a bookshelf up there because I had to put in a new bookshelf because I had so many books. And I'm not reading them. I'm not reading them, but the books are up there. They're up there actually with my collection of Kathy Reichs and my collection of Colin Texter books. Yeah, which I have to get to as well. But we did watch the first season of that, and I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's starting, I think it's Thursday night this week, so I am looking forward to starting that. Let me see if anything else to chitty chat about. Don't think so. I think that's it all. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm chitty chit chat out now. I think I did well. Okay, so in the last episode, we are going to just move on now to our last section, which is the podcast question to you. So in this section that we finish up with, this is the podcast question I have to you, and I would like you to share your answer in the thread in the Ravelry group, and we can get a little bit of dialogue back and forth. I really loved hearing all of your answers from the last question. It was what was your favorite tip or technique that you had to share, and they were brilliant. I really loved reading them all and learned a couple of things as well along the way from them. Brilliant. A few of them actually I must put into practice, and they were brilliant. So the question from this episode to you is, if you could knit only one item, what would it be? So would it be a garment? Would it be a shawl? Would it be a pair of socks? Is it a particular pattern? Whatever. If you could knit only one item, what would it be? So that is the podcast question to you for this episode. So pop along to the Ravelry Group and put your answers there. Don't forget to share your books that you want to read or that you are reading, and let's do that. I think that brings us really to the end of this episode. I'm just checking my notes. Hang on. And yes. So, yeah, I think that's it. So, if you have enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button. It's somewhere down here. And hit the subscribe button. I think it's down now beside it as well, because I think YouTube changed that too. Hit the subscribe button as well. That way you will be notified of any future episodes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I wish you a very knitty time until the next episode. Happy knitting. Bye.